Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most, Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And Monkey.
Here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs as we recount our spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So, let the jack-o'-lanterns suit up and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's selection. Disney's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Do you like my Bing Crosby impression? No, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Now, Tiki,
just like most of my impressions, besides Miss Piggy, of course. Before we move on, what?
Now, Tiki, if you want to do a Bing Crosby impression, you gotta put a little oomph into it. You know how to do that, boy.
Say, are you rushing or are you dragging in Bing Crosby?
There we go.
Now, Tiki, are you rushing or are you dragging? I want to know that.
Ask me if there's a Mars bar down there.
Do you see a Mars bar down there, boy? I don't think you do.
Okay, thank you.
You, Monkey, do you see a Mars bar down there?
I'm not sure I get that one.
Moving on.
Whiplash. He's like taunting a fat kid. He's like, "What are you looking at? There's no fucking Mars bar down there."
Whiplash, the J.K. Simmons, Miles Teller movie.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, it was Miles Teller? I thought it was another kid. Oh,
no, I'm saying there was their movie. I'm not saying he was the fat kid.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't he doing that to the kid who was out of tune?
Maybe. I can't recall.
Maybe. Whatever.
Anyway.
So Sleepy Hollow! This is a legendary Disney short. Yay!
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 Yes!
Guys, you don't even know. I'm really excited about this one because this is honestly in my bucket list of podcasts. Like, this short right here, oh my god. There's a reason I'm wearing my Jurassic Park shirt because I think this short defined my childhood as much as, if not more than Jurassic Park did. And y'all know how big of a deal that is to me. Like, this thing is, it's just utterly one of the best Halloween specials ever. Just, oh my god, where do you even want to start with this? It's seminal. It's absolutely a seminal holiday tradition right here.
Well, here's a little tidbit for you. I mean, again, big nostalgic connections to this as you do, and I got this. I love this movie so much. I got 2 times on VHS. I have like the one that's it's the double feature of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and Mr. Wind in the Willows.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was the Willow!
So I got that, and then, and of course, big piece to Resistance, Ichabod Crane story, and that's what I watched for this tonight, because I didn't want to watch the sped up version that's available on YouTube. I watched I watched it on VHS tape, but the other copy I have, that's just the 30 minutes of Ichabod.
Oh, okay, so it's the Favorite Stories Collection one?
Yeah, it's the one with
oh my god. Favorite Stories.
I got both little versions. See, one of my locations, I got all like the little ones that are in the cardboard thing, not the big kind of bookcase edition, which I have for the other one.
I had all of those things, man. I had let's see, I had Little Hiawatha, frickin' Wind in the Willows, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Paul Bunyan was a big one I remember having. Oh god, so many of them. Mickey and the Beanstalk. Oh, so good.
Certainly, but what I'm getting at is after... I'm sorry, Monkey.
No, I was just saying on VHS.
Yes, good old
VHS. The kids of today don't know how good it was back then.
And of course, watching it on VHS just brought back all the memories, just the quality and everything. Like, oh man, this takes me back. Just watching this first time, and I learned some things. Basically, it's been years since I watched this. Bear in mind, you know it by heart after you see it a few hundred times in childhood. You know it by heart. But
I absolutely know it by heart. Yeah.
It does. I mean, it's like you don't need to ever watch it again. Yeah, watching it again, it's a completely different experience. All these different things you never picked up on as a kid. Now it's like all this stuff. It's really it's a lot more intricate than I thought, and it's good stuff.
Can I just say right off the top that I think one of the big thesis statements of this podcast is Ichabod is an asshole?
Well, yeah, he's a lot less likable than I remembered him to be. That was the biggest thing rewatching it. I learned.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with that here. I think this is gonna be like a really fun podcast.
Yeah, Ichabod was a lot more in the gray territory than I remembered.
Yeah,
I just remembered him as the guy eating a lot of food. That's really what I remembered from Ichabod. He was scared of the cattails.
Oh dear, oh dear. So I think that's it. Let's just dive into it. Monkey,
just throwing it out there, if I may.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, if we're talking about personal connections, so yeah, I'm not quite on the level of you guys. Like, I watched it a little ago earlier this evening. That was my second time watching it. The first time was however many years ago.
Are you serious? Wow. Okay,
well, I was exaggerating with the hundreds of times. I've seen it a number.
No, I am not exaggerating with the hundreds of times on my end. You all know how obsessive I am about the stuff I like.
I was more into the Mr. Toad stuff. Half of it.
Really? Okay, that's actually really interesting, Monkey, because I feel like when it comes to the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, which, by the way, is definitely the format that this was originally released on in theaters.
Yeah.
Was the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad?
It's like a quasi-package film, you know?
Yeah, that's the VHS
it was.
So.
Yeah, but Monkey, most people, like, I think most people kind of relate to Mr. Toad in terms of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And then they find the Sleepy Hollow portion to be much more memorable in terms of the actual film. So I think it's what drew you to Mr. Toad instead of Sleepy Hollow?
I was a coward.
Okay. Cheers to that.
Well, I can vouch for Tiki, I can vouch for that experience 100% because I remember even as a kid, just the many times I did watch it. Not 100, but like yourself, Tiki, but I did watch it a great deal. And in watching it...
Okay, I watched Mr. Toad maybe once or twice. That's my thing.
Basically,
I've seen that film maybe 3 times in my life, but I've seen Sleepy Hollow hundreds of times.
I can definitely vouch for that experience, Tiki. Just like, that's the memorable part of that. The only wrong, Mr. Toad was a decent story, but I mean, you remember it. And that
it's good. It's good. It's got Basil Rathbone narrating. Yeah. It's got.
Again, it's good stuff, but tonally, what Sleepy Hollow accomplished, it's as great as Disney has gotten with their filmmaking, it's really hard to eclipse the tone and the atmosphere that this special really captures.
It's crazy that this thing is like 70+ years old.
Oh yeah, this is one of the.
Just think about that.
This is
that's ridiculous.
This is back in the 40s, if I'm.
Back in the 40s, yeah.
49, right?
It's like 48 or 49, one of those.
Oh, okay, so it's almost 70 then, or
I think
almost 80.
Well, I don't think it's. No, it can't be 80.
So it's like around 66 or so.
So I mean, Batman's like it was in 1939. He just turned
okay. Let's
70.
not bore the audience with our bad math.
Anyway,
the point is, it's an old ass film, and it still holds up incredibly well. Incredibly well. I watched this with my dad tonight 5 times, just over and over and over, just like soaking it in. I did the same thing with last year with The Great Pumpkin, which was our finale to Haunted Holiday Hijinx last year. I just love, like, I don't know, it's going to be hard to find something that compares to this and then The Great Pumpkin in terms of just how landmark they are. And I think this eclipses The Great Pumpkin tenfold. I really do. As much as I love The Great Pumpkin, I think that this is just, it's got to be one of the best things that the Disney Studio's ever done.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that hyperbole?
Well, I'm saying just how again, they got something this quality that early on in their stuff. It was pretty impressive.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's 30 minutes long, and there is like so much substance behind it.
Yeah.
So much mood, so much atmosphere. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, this is out of all the Disney films, probably even to this day. Even I might go as far as this. I mean, it brought back a lot of nostalgia. That might be clouding my judgment slightly, but it's probably the most immersive Disney film. It really might be.
Definitely in terms of being a short, then yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like it has all the atmosphere of a movie compressed into a short, and it works.
Oh, it absolutely has all the atmosphere of a film, and it even has a 3-act structure and everything to it.
Right.
So let's jump into it.
Let's do it. So
we start with a very jaunty opening.
Yeah, I love the opening, and it's got the Katrina theme playing over it.
Wait a second, are we going to go through the storybook?
Well, the storybook happens after the opening credits.
Well, no, we get the live-action storybook. At least, again, it might be the version I watched. I watched the one I watched recently was the separated version, so maybe that's like they... I thought they transitioned the original movie, too. Like, you start with a live-action storybook. Just, let's go back to old New York in 1790.
Something like that.
Sleepy Hollow.
No. For me, I had the... I had the opening credits, and then I had all that.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm saying this is the version I got, just adding, just transitioning easily. Back in the 1790s, Sleepy Hollow, north of Tarrytown.
North of Tarrytown. That's right. Tarrytown always stuck out to me.
So we see this little cemetery set up, and it says it's about a school teacher.
Yeah. No, that cemetery is interesting. It just kind of...
Great foreshadowing.
Exactly. It just gives you a sense that something is kind of off right away.
He was a tall, lanky, scarecrow-like fellow with a big nose. His name was Ichabod Crane.
Right, so this is a great intro. We have this
Ichabod Crane.
We have this really long shadow of Ichabod walking over this windmill. It's just this great kind of like, farm setting and all this weed everywhere. Oh, it's so good. It's so fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So by the way, let me point out something real quick here, because he kind of scarecrow-like Phil. The character Scarecrow is nowadays when writers look at him, they always look to Ichabod Crane for inspiration. At least even in the early days, like after, like in the Danny O'Neill, Neil Adams run, they were still kind of modeling him after Ichabod Crane's like the thin man who was bullied as a kid and always scared of everything.
I could see that. And Ichabod is kind of a villain in this piece too.
I can't quite remember if Scarecrow predated Ichabod Crane, just the guy dressed like a scarecrow scaring people, or if this is just the dimension that was added later on, because that's kind of the model they go to now. It's always kind of interesting the impact this thing had on even Batman of all things. This little thing, I'm sorry.
And of course also Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead would never exist without this.
Absolutely.
That's always a big thing that he cites.
Okay, so we meet Brom Bones, who's an important character. Monkey, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Making sure Tiki may or may not be drifting in and out of technical difficulty, just so you're aware.
Ah, okay.
So we should just proceed on. So we meet Brom Bones, Monkey. So
is he related to Gaston? Are they relatives?
Rewatch, I can absolutely see your point, but maybe it's his ancestor, actually. Wait, timeline-wise, so it's like, do you know what like time period Beauty and the Beast is in? You the guess?
I don't know, maybe like 1800s.
Well, then this predates it then.
We're talking about, of course, Brom Bones being the splitting image of Gaston.
Yes, so it might be Gaston's ancestor. That's what we're getting to the heart of here.
Maybe Gaston is Brom's ancestor.
No, this is 1790 though. Yeah, Brom's the ancestor. Yeah.
When is Beast though?
That's good. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to figure out. If the time period for Beauty and the Beast is. If it's the 1800s, then definitely Brom would precede Gaston.
Well, I thought you meant. Well, I didn't mean Beast was 1800s. I thought you were. Whatever. Math.
Anyway. Stupid math.
Yeah, seriously, guys, don't let math fuck up this podcast. Seriously.
Okay, point is, so we meet Brom Bones, who is definitely very similar to Gaston.
I love how
there's no malice in his mischief.
No, there wasn't.
I mean, they specifically say that.
Yeah, I love how we meet him at the Yay Oldie Schnocker and Schnapp Shoppe.
Yeah. So essentially, Brom Bones here, he's the town hero, and he's also quite the prankster. He's like kind of the jock. He like bullies, but he's the town. He's the Flash Thompson of the place. He's the football hero. That's essentially what he is.
I think he's a much nicer guy than Ichabod is. I think he's a lot more straight up.
Well, that's the thing. We see in the sequence when we meet Brom Bones, him like he gives out free mead/booze. You know, that's
Exactly.
what he's doing. You know,
He's
like,
even giving the animals booze. I mean, come on, man.
that's the thing. So Brom, it's like showing that Brom, he is, you know, he does kind of bully people. It's kind of like the whole thing of like, well, it's just all in good fun. You know, like, you guys.
When I was a kid, I always liked to think that those animals were having their own pink elephants on parade sequence when they got drunk.
It's an interesting point. Again, rewatching this, I completely forgot about how kind of the roles aren't exactly as clear-cut good and evil as I thought they were.
No, absolutely not. I am definitely going to argue in Brom's favor here. I think Brom is a stand-up guy compared to...
I mean, yeah, Brom, of the Canadian Tiki Soldier, I mean, Brom does have more, has more nicer moments than Ichabod. Ichabod, as we will find out most definitely, about the evidence supporting that, is that Ichabod is very self-centered. Brom, don't get me wrong, still serving his self-interest, but it's still. I'm sorry, Monkey. What?
I'm agreeing.
Yeah. I mean, and Brom, he's still serving his own self-interest, but I mean, he's in benefit of the town here, and he's viewing Ichabod as a threat to him and a bit to the town because Ichabod's kind of the big flashy guy in town, attracting all the women's attention. Which he's kind of the show-off. It's the one that takes him down a peg.
Yeah.
So let's see. So then, as I believe Brom or someone's like drinking their mead, they realize they spy Ichabod.
Watch out, a langy guy.
And then they have the song. Who's that there? The Ichabod Crane song. So
I also think this song has some similarities to the Bell song in a way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is very similar.
Because when you're thinking about it, it's just the townspeople like pointing out the quirks in this guy, you know.
Now there's some good
Except
foreshadowing.
People aren't assholes.
True, very true, Monkey. Now you'll notice in this scene there's actually some clever foreshadowing going on. Again, stuff that kind of went over my head as a kid. Yeah, the superstition. I mean, he's just going around avoiding the black cats, the ladders. It's visually setting up. Okay, he's very superstitious.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, it definitely goes over your head as a kid for sure.
It's kind of funny watching this tonight. It's like I've always just whatever the memory has always been that Ichabod doesn't speak. So then in the song when he's like Ichabod, I'm like, holy shit, he speaks.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
everyone in the town's voiced by Bing Crosby. That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone?
Well, I don't know. I think the women actually may.
I'm gonna look this up. I was actually wondering about if Bing Crosby voiced the Headless Horseman.
Well, I mean, no. I think there is another voice actor. I'm just joking because the majority of them.
The Horseman voiced himself.
I mean, I think doesn't her father speak? I think he might have.
No, I don't think her father.
No, I think there is like another voice actor in there, but I mean, Crosby does the
Oh
majority
yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see.
So Ichabod avoiding the bad luck. The women take a liking to this unusual man.
There's a guy who does Ichabod Crane screaming, and then literally that's the only other credit in Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
So yeah, Bing Crosby is everyone. Everyone except the screaming person is Bing Crosby in this town. It's kind of a town. It's the town of Crosby.
Kind of reminds me of Bronson, Missouri.
Yeah.
Hey, tough guy.
The Headless Horseman's coming. Better give him some cookies.
I'm gonna tell you, the thing I remember most from this special as a kid, and just brought back so much nostalgia, is I remember the food animation in this movie was fantastic.
Yes. Me and my dad were talking about that. The food in this special looks fucking delicious.
I will go as far as to say this is probably the best looking food since. I mean, I think it even tops Beauty and the Beast just in terms of memorability. Again, since really the best food in animation has probably been Ratatouille, but I mean this, not counting Ratatouille.
I think this and Ratatouille actually kind of have some things in common that way, with just depicting food in such an artfully crafted
I mean, you know
way.
what probably sells it for this one? They really sell you on the enjoyment and the scent of the food. They somehow communicate that in animation.
Yeah,
I just imagine like a little speck of turkey leg falls down the Headless Horseman's collar, Like, he just stops in his tracks and then flashes back to when he was a little headless boy and
And then his mother comes by, and here's the guy. His mother doesn't have a head either. His mother doesn't have a head either. She has an apron. She has an apron, though, like tied around the shoulders somehow.
And his father's Christopher Walken.
No. See, his father's like in the corner reading the paper, and then he puts it down, and there's no head. He says, "Yes, son, enjoy the food your mother made. Chew it up, nice, and put that ice cream on your head. Oh, wait, never mind."
Mama, I love my horse. Will you make me the turkey? Of course I will, son. Yeah, after turkey.
Now, son, listen, there's going to be a time when you're not going to have to put the horse down, but you're going to have to cut his head off and find a way to make that work.
Oh, God.
And then you're going to give it to a prominent mobster affiliate. You can put it in his bed, you get a lot of money from a certain mob family I cannot mention at this point in time. But you will see it is a fruitful business, and is what has kept us Headless Horsemen a thriving economic force in this small town.
Okay. So I love the bit where Ichabod just greets the woman with the pies and then just straight up steals one.
So again, right off the bat. So again, so if you step on he stole the pies. And again, I was so distracted by the food.
And you know I wonder how Ichabod felt about the pie. Should we ask him?
Yes, Tiki. How do you feel about the pie?
It was so good.
Okay, so hey, maybe that's why he put it in there, because he loves Sleepy Hollow so much. That's why he put that in there.
No. Oh, God. Hey, actually, no, you're right. Sam Raimi? Yes. Okay, maybe.
Okay, anyway, so again, the pie gag, again, seemingly he's a nice fellow, this guy. The town thinks, oh, he's such a nice fellow, you know, you're getting pie and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But again, some subtext there. He's stealing the pie, and he's in it just for himself, and just literally getting his just desserts by the end of it. So you get some clever foreshadowing going on there.
Oh yeah.
So let's see.
I've never seen anyone like Ichabod Crane.
So where are we next? We see Ichabod.
Okay. So I have my notes for this scene, which is pretty blunt. So basically, Ichabod doesn't beat the shit out of this kid because his mom stuffed his basket with food.
Oh yeah.
Kind of it's really clever, actually, when you think about it. I
think it's horrifying. That's what's going on. Ichabod clearly would have just spanked this kid if his basket wasn't stuffed with food, and then it goes on to say, like...
Well, Tiki, I don't know. I could be remembering this wrong. I want you guys to clarify, but I could have sworn that it says basically we see these kids, you know, they're drawing like little thing, making fun of how bird-like Ichabod Crane is again with the nose and stuff. Anyway, so then
I thought they were drawing something else at first. Sorry.
No, you leave Zoot out of this.
Oh God.
Oh, Muppet gags. Okay, anyway. My point is, I believe the narration says Ichabod was the kind of guy he didn't. I could have sworn it said like he tried not to beat the children.
You might have said something like that.
But justice had to be dealt out, so that's where he saw.
But what I took it as is he doesn't beat the shit out of kids who have mothers who are really good cooks.
Well, I don't know, the way I read it was like they're saying he's a nice enough guy, but of course he's very self-centered. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy, just he's self-centered, absolutely.
Okay.
But what it's saying is like he's a guy who would spare the right, wouldn't hit a kid if he didn't have to, but justice still had to be served out, so he would, you know, still seek a punishment, but it's punishment that'd be completely beneficial to himself.
Right, I hear you.
Which is, you know, well, some justice need to be dealt out, so he sees a basket full there, and of course the mothers, he would definitely spare the kids who had a bountiful cooking blessed mothers.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I just think it's a little skeezy that he's only sparing the kids who have that going for them.
I don't know if I guess the thing. I didn't pick up on it just being those kids. I might have missed something. No. Okay, so again, we see that.
Information, though, it always stuck out to me how good all these lunches look that all the moms packed.
I know. And then speaking of which, we see Ichabod. Now this scene, this little bit here just shows absolutely Ichabod this one is the wake-up call saying, oh man, Ichabod really is self-centered. Man, I never caught on to this. He's in his bed, and he's checking out his little tape planner. of being the town hotshot. And it's like, you got dinner here, dinner there. You gotta go to the woman's choir tomorrow, and he's like picking up that wonderfully animated turkey leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Again,
And
they
then,
still yell in the
and
song.
then even the song, it's like, who's the town's ladies' man? Gets around like nobody can.
Anyway, so Ichabod's at the woman's choir, and they're still swooning at him despite Brom's little dog gag. He picks up a dog, makes it bark, and make it sound like Ichabod's got some.
Oh!
So again, except for screaming, it's all Crosby except for screaming.
Right, right.
Sorry, monkey. What?
So did he steal that salad?
What salad?
The salad that he goes to eat after the girls pass out.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
Was it just there for the offering, or did he steal it?
I think they offered it, but I can't remember, so I can't.
I would very much like to think that he stole it. It's like, yeah, it is a whole bowl of salad that he just dives into.
No, I just figured it's like
the salad up next.
Well, you gotta remember,
Nah, I won't say it.
Yeah, remember the women are going nuts for him, so they're probably offering him. It's like when a new neighbor comes, like a new, like in Edward Scissorhands. He comes a neighbor that all the women are trying to feed him. That's what I figured it was. Okay, so they say that Brom's trying to mess with Ichabod Crane. He's getting obviously jealous in this newcomer there. It's like his way of indoctrinating Ichabod into the crown by pranking him, and maybe at some point they get along with him. But we never see that happen because of stuff that unfolds. So there's basically Ichabod wrote, the narrator points at Bing Crosby points us out that it was a small matter to him. It's one day, basically, Ichabod wrote off the pranks and stuff because he's still getting all the glory and everything. He's still serving his interests. So he doesn't really care about Brom. He's a pissant. I don't care about this guy. So, but one day things changed.
Oh boy.
Katrina Van Tassel entered, and her father Baltus Van Tassel roll into town.
This chick must be the biggest airhead of all the Disney females, I swear to God.
Well, remember, they reused her, I believe they reused her animation design for something. Wasn't she was like Clampett or something?
Oh, yeah, you're right. She was, yeah.
Yeah.
In, I think what it was, Hatfield and McCoy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, you see, folks, what Disney did for a while was they reused their models. Like, if you look at Robin Hood and...
Robin Hood's notorious.
Oh, yeah, Robin Hood.
This is at a point where they were really kind of... I believe this is around the time they were still desperate for cash, right? Because they were...
This was at the time of the war, and during the war, they did a lot of package-type films, like Make Music Mine, Melody Time. What?
Oh, wasn't this the last package film?
It was the last package film.
No, I thought, wasn't Mickey the last package, the Beanstalk the last package film?
That was Fun and Fancy Free. And no, I don't think that was. I think Ichabod and Mr. Toad was the last one.
That makes sense. That's why they cut down to 2, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Fun and Fancy Free was also 2. It was Mickey and the Beanstalk and then Bongo.
Well, no, there was... You sure there wasn't one in the middle?
I'm pretty sure.
All right,
there was a lot of weird live action stuff in the middle with
that's the thing.
Fucking like dummies and shit like that. That's very unsettling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Edgar Bergen. There was stuff in the middle there, kind of between the segments. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. So Katrina.
So is she crowded by men in every town they arrive in?
Probably.
Most likely. So the girl was beautiful, and the town men swooned.
Oh god. And I'm just gonna say, she's just such a troublemaker, and she goes to every opportunity to make these men miserable. Every opportunity, it's there. She takes it.
So Ichabod sees her, and he's instantly enamored, and he even eats his own hat, which it's kind of what Ichabod deserves, really, even though he doesn't really speak out against things, just kind of silently taking advantage of people. He
eats his own hat while putting a delicious-looking chicken on his head.
Again, the food is amazing. Okay, so let's see. So we're at the school, and Ichabod's pulling the old kind of pretend like I'm doing my job, where he has like the gloves up there looking like really clever. Anyways, meanwhile,
While the children cause a ruckus, a horrible ruckus.
yeah, I love the animation on the feather duster here. Again, this is fantastic. So, Ichabod smitten, loves gag. Yeah, he dreams about her. He's dreaming about her and her father. And we see Ichabod is completely a despicable human being in this scene.
Yes, he is. Oh my God! Here we go.
I completely forgot about as a kid. I never picked up on this. I just thought,
this is like totally the biggest piece of evidence for Ichabod as an asshole.
And yeah, he's awfully selfish here. I mean, he's basically
he's a piece of work here.
So essentially, Ichabod's plot here, folks, is that Katrina has a very rich father. You know, she's got a lot of farm. He's got a lot of farmland. That's where he's made his bountiful profit, and basically Ichabod wants to marry into the family. So when father kicks the bucket, which he is absolutely hoping for him to pass away as soon as possible. Basically, when he passes away, hoping for this guy to kick the bucket, he will be taking his power, getting his gold finery and such, and his land and his daughter and the whole shebang.
Yeah. He actively wants her father to die. Just actively.
I mean, now again, the only saving grace, and it's really not anything compared to all that selfishness. It's that, well, I mean, he likes the girl, but that's about it.
Okay, no. But keep in mind, it says like, "Oh, Katrina, who could resist your charm, your grace?" And then he goes into like charm, grace, and then it just goes into, "And who could resist your father's farm and those gold coins and the corn and the lovely green stuff and the bomb that's a gold mine."
Yeah. The minute he said lovely green stuff, that's the kicker.
Lovely green stuff.
I'm sorry, Monkey, you were saying?
Yeah, like, what is everything? Oh, Katrina, that poor little rich girl.
Oh, God.
But seriously, it just shows you.
Third world problems, people. This is something that the average American can relate to.
And again, aside from that, he really, again, as a kid, you just pick up on the fact that, okay, well, he's enamored with the girl and he's going up against the big guy. But no, it's not that at all. It's like he's trying to get the wealth in addition to the girl. It's not just him going to the girl.
Right, exactly.
That's the main reason he's pursuing her so fervently. Because, again, he could have any woman in the town, technically.
Yeah, he just wants the inheritance. That's it.
So, again, Brom is looking more and more heroic.
Because I feel like with Brom Bones, he's really trying to protect her from this scheming asshole.
I don't think there's so much of that. I think he's just trying to get her before she falls for this guy. He doesn't know Ichabod's motivations. He just thinks Ichabod's just kind of.
But he has suspicions of Ichabod though. Like he had suspicions of Ichabod when Ichabod first came into town. He doesn't like this guy.
No, that's the thing. Even watching this, I'm still getting just the vibe of jealousy from Brom Bones. I don't think he's just really looking into Ichabod as much as we would like him to be.
I don't know. I got the vibe that he was just like, there is something off with this creep.
No, even with the whole there's something off with this guy, I don't get it. Like, he's not strategically thinking it out, or like, oh, I'm not looking into what this guy's true motivations are. Like, no, this guy's a lazy man. He's getting everything. Mm-hmm. It seems like more surface jealousy, but then again, I don't think it's strong enough to suggest otherwise. But that's just so. Anyway, so Brom Bones, he's scared. Again, this is a bit like this makes me think Brom Bones. He's a little more in it personally than just like for the girl's sake, because he scares the other suitors away to get the girl. You know?
Sure.
But again, not Ichabod though. Ichabod. And again, it's like intentionally they're trying to make us root for Ichabod Crane despite his selfishness.
Well, I don't really. Do you necessarily think that's the case? I don't know. I am
Consider all the punishment Brom takes. Obviously, they want us to not root for Brom.
Yeah, but I feel like all the punishment that Brom takes literally makes me want to root for him more as an adult, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the intention is that they're trying to get us to root against him because he's like the guy trying to go after, trying to get. At the end, they're trying to sway us, and that poor Ichabod Crane, he's going to be beaten up by this Brom guy. Otherwise, we'll be rooting the other way. You kick Ichabod down the street. I
don't know, Monkey. What do you think?
Two suitors going after the same girl. One of them is kind of more the butt of the situation.
But do you think him being the butt of the situation makes us want to root against him?
I'm not entirely sure at this second.
Okay, very
Okay,
helpful.
let's see. So let's go on. So again, so not Ichabod. He's not deterred by Brom scaring away the other suitors. So we got. Is it Ichabod's walk? Oh yeah, Ichabod's walking with her like a gentleman. You know, it's like walking down the way. Again, yeah, you admit Ichabod's got some charm to him.
He does, but look, if they hadn't put in that damn motivation scene, I wouldn't have nearly as much of a problem with him as I do. But now, every time I see him, even when he's charming, even when he's acting like a gentleman, I still think in the back of my mind he wants her father.
Yeah, and that's fascinating though, isn't it?
It is.
Again,
it is.
maybe.
No, totally.
You know, I don't think they really went for this when they looked at Ichabod for inspiration. But wouldn't that be a fantastic thing to do with the scarecrows? Make him like that kind of Ichabod.
Anyway, this is sort of like a reverse Gaston.
It is a reverse Gaston.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's the Bizarro Gaston.
Because Gaston, he's the jerk that everyone loves, and then Brom Bones is kind of like, he's a nice guy, but he comes off like an asshole, at least in this sort of context. But I still think that Ichabod comes out way worse here.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of interesting subtext to chew on there, folks. So let's see. So then Ichabod, here's where this has to say that, okay, Ichabod here is like, we have to root for him because he does the jacket gesture. The classic, gentlemanly thing to do. He gets the jacket off, he puts it there so she can walk over the mud, and then, then it turns muddy because of Brom Bones.
Right. I hear you.
So, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying Ichabod is more despicable by comparison. However, they're trying to make us root for Ichabod, though. That's what I'm saying.
But that's an interesting subtext, though.
Yes.
For sure. Okay. I love I love this whole bit where Brom he picks Katrina up on the horse and she throws a handkerchief at Ichabod, basically just to tease him. But she's still riding off with Brom.
Yeah.
True.
She is such a floozy here. I'm sorry.
Well, she is, because the idea of Tiki, again, I bear in mind, I just read a summary and they said this. I'm not sure how much of this is actually communicated within the special. It's very subtle in the thing, so it's really kind of hard to determine how much of that's actually there. It's that she's trying. The idea is like she likes Bones, but she's flirting with him she's trying to make him jealous with Ichabod Crane. That's the idea, which makes her even more despicable in many ways.
Exactly.
But again, I'm not sure how much of that comes across. It seems more like kind of ditzy, like she might like Ichabod, she might not.
I think Ichabod and her deserve each other, and I think Brom Bones deserves someone who's actually a stand-up person.
It'd be kind of neat if he ended up with the short girl.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure she's lovely. I'm sure she has a better personality than Katrina does.
But remember, this is old Disney. They didn't care. They didn't care for unconventional relationships.
Oh dear.
Well, unless they were between father and son will start off as a piece of wood.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to touch that.
No, I mean like different relationships, silly.
The son started off as a piece of wood.
Well, he did. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's in an erection.
Okay, now you just turned despicable. Okay, so there's a really, I like Ichabod just kind of walking out of the dust. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I love his the cartoon physics of him just woo, just kind of like the Roadrunner almost.
The handkerchief gesture just energizes him like that, so he's like right in front of him, get her out of there, and basically walks her home. So let's see. So then we got the box gag. This
What's kind of in the box?
I wish I could just say box when I do these videos. I wish I could say the box without having to dread a pun. Not a pun, but without dreading a reference of that variety.
That's what I call a running joke, my friend.
Yes. Anyway, so the box, don't do it again, gag. Basically, he's sidling. I guess Brom and Katrina, they went through a whole bunch of Oh, I remember, like all the suitors gave her all those gifts and all those boxes. That's what they're carrying, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, so Ichabod to distract Brom is like making the pack mule, giving him all the boxes. Like, get some neat slapstick in the scene. It's pretty funny.
He's basically like shoving this one box right up against Brom's throat.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So basically, then Ichabod helps the man. after some slapstick of falling around, he helps the man by basically restacking the things right in front of his face.
Basically just obstructing his view.
Ah, yes. Let's see, what happens next?
We have Brom trips over the fence, which looks really painful.
Yes. So again, some great physicality on Ichabod's part, though, with like the in this whole scene, Ichabod's having some great physicality as he's avoiding Bones preparing his attack here.
Mm-hmm.
He basically walks around the house. Isn't there something with some flowers? I'm not remembering.
Yeah, he walks out of the house. Brom like swipes at him, and he walks right back in.
I love that.
And then he just grabs the flowers out of Katrina's vase and hands them to her as a gift.
Oh yeah. So again, showing how despicable Ichabod actually is. Just so cheap. He's just getting them. You know, you see that in some things, like Lost Crown Curse of the Were-Rabbit. You know, it's always kind of a funny gag, the whole like using the girl's own flowers.
I Were-Rabbit too.
And again, they didn't even get to give her the flowers. It still got trampled by the little dog.
Right.
Anyway, so again, great physicality. It was like him dodging all the attacks and stuff. Again, this is intentionally showing you that Bones is supposed to be the one being punished here. That he's the brute strength. It's never going to outwit brains. Hello? Yeah, he's gone. Okay, moving forward. Well, temporarily gone.
Okay, so
Would you like to comment on this, Monkey?
let's see. Comment on this. I enjoy how this whole section is dialogue-less.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so as Ichabod escapes, they waves to the girl, which equals kind of like Ichabod's escape there, and the brains outwits Brawn. That's what I'm getting at. That's what they're trying to. Yeah. He's frozen again. Darn it.
So has Ichabod slammed the door onto Brom yet?
Yeah.
Yay, door slamming people, and then so then he notices.
Did you guys really not hear me?
Well, I mean,
I hear
you're
you
back.
now.
Oh, weird. Okay. Anyways.
Oh yeah, the horseshoe gag. So Ichabod picks up his lucky horseshoe, and then basically I think the narrator is saying, "Oh, Ichabod's got some hidden talents," and then the horseshoe and just like, "Ooh, that guy." So again, they're really trying to sell Brom as the bad guy, even though he's not.
I hear you. And then Brom has this like vision of Ichabod splitting in two and then dancing with himself.
Oh,
But yeah, remember, again, Brom isn't fully the good guy either. Again, it's a lot of gray, tons of gray in this.
Yeah,
even though it's in wonderful Technicolor, despite that fact, it's a lot of gray.
But I don't know. I wish my theory of Braun being the gentleman was more accurate than it actually was. But yeah, you're settling me on your side.
It's just saying that. So everyone's a despicable human being at their core. Okay, everyone's got their own self-interest. This is kind of getting that. Name one, aside from the short girl who wants to dance. Everyone is special after themselves.
I don't know. Maybe the farm animals, perhaps.
Okay, come on.
Maybe the short guy.
I'm saying the short girl.
Yeah, but I know. But I'm also saying the short guy. There's that one short fat guy.
Wait, weren't they all the suitors are just going after her for the looks, though, so again, it's not all...
That's true.
Because she's the most beautiful girl in the
actual
world.
decent people.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, though, they could also be, like, in the Ichabod frame of mind. Let's get her money!
Maybe his dad?
Money.
Maybe the father? Is he okay? Or?
Well, I don't know. We don't know.
I mean, we don't necessarily see anything to suggest otherwise. He's just kind of sitting there smoking the pipe.
That's fair. Okay, father and short girl, those are our only good characters.
Maybe he has a secret cult. We don't know.
Oh, God.
You know, it'd be hilarious.
Didn't he have some sort of secret cult or some shit like that in the Tim Burton movie?
You know, it'd be hilarious.
It sounds like that's something that movie would pull. I don't know.
What if the short girl was in fact the Headless Horseman, as why the costume is headless?
And she's getting revenge on Ichabod.
So many series on.
Well, Ichabod stood her up. That's why she's mad.
Right.
We can come up with so many guesses as to who the Horseman really is.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's Toad. Like, overshadow my cartoon, will you?
Yes.
Well, guess who's getting the ride, bitch?
That should be canon, Monkey. That should be canon right there.
It's Toad, Rat, and Mole all stacked up in each other. They're riding Cyril. Cyril's the horse.
It's connected after all. Ha!
Well, actually, I think Cyril and Ichabod's horse look really alike.
So that's what they set him up
Tiki,
with.
there's a simple
Cyril.
reason for that. They're cousins.
True.
They're horse cousins.
Okay.
So, let's move on. So we're at the...
I'm not a horse. I'm actually a mop.
No, actually, see what happens. It's Christopher Walken. He is actually the other horse. He unzips and there you see Christopher Walken. That's why he's in sleep.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
Okay.
so after the horseshoe bit, Katrina invites Ichabod Crane to the Halloween party. Is it a Halloween party or just a party?
It's a Halloween party.
Yeah, okay. Invites him to the party, and Ichabod's
to stir the embers of the smoldering rivalry.
And Ichabod's happy as a clam with this news, because again,
Ichabod's invitation was of a particularly personal and provocative nature.
I have a thing for scarecrows.
Oh God.
And people who like food a lot.
So Bing Crosby, he's just kind of pumping himself up. Oh, Iggy, you sly dog, you. No woman could resist your charms.
Not only Ichabod Crane.
So I love how he takes the chalk and uses it as like a face powder.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So again, the imagery in this special with stuff like that, again, all the food animation, as we mentioned, again, the imagery and just like the little things they have stuck out so well in this short.
What do you guys think about the structure of this? The fact that the longest act, which is about half of the short, this whole Act 1, with the rivalry between Ichabod and Brom, lasts about 15 minutes. What do you think of that? Do you think it? I think it makes the special completely unique in terms of it's such a slow build. You know what I mean?
Well, really, second act's just two scenes.
The second act is just the party. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting, like, kind of just watching all the sort of shenanigans between Ichabod and Brom and then thinking, oh yeah, there's going to be some freaky horseman coming up.
Exactly.
I mean, it's astounding how they work in a villain last minute and it works so well.
Yeah, it's just like if you somehow have no idea there's going to be a horseman, what's that going to be like for you watching it for the first time?
We know countless movies where they have like a last minute villain and it usually doesn't pan out too well.
Dark Knight Rises.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Oh, it turned out all right.
But he was built up, though.
You make a good point. You get to live.
Thank you. Okay, so we're at the dance, and Brom is as Ichabod rides his plow
finding out the perks of being a Brom flower.
As Ichabod is rode on his plow horse, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah, the horse is probably okay. There are three characters in the special actually good. So we got actually completely on the side of good. With the plow horse, we got the short girl, and we got the father potentially.
But we don't know. The father could be involved in some shady shit. He could own slaves during this time period.
Okay, let's not go that far.
I'm just saying. It's the time period.
Well, I mean, let's not bring things down with Song of the South talk, all right?
Oh boy. Well, Song of the South, they technically weren't slaves. They were just former slaves who were happy to keep being slaves.
Oh, yeah, but were they getting paid?
Okay. No. Well, I think maybe. Monkey, do you know if they were getting paid?
Well, it was called Uncle Remus.
I don't know. I just know it's supposed to be after slavery, so.
It was after slavery, and I think they were just hanging around. I think that's literally what it was.
Like, why would he hang around? It's like, oh, it's Uncle Remus, and that. Oh yeah, he's just there because he likes being around, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anyway, moving on from the slave talk.
And Uncle Remus, fix our fits, or else I'll whip ya.
Okay, let's please move on from
Yes.
slavery talk. Okay, so we're at the dance, and Brom is peeved as Ichabod impresses and eats cake. And again, the cake, for me, out of all the foods, most memorable part of the thing. And you know what it reminds me? Just subconsciously, rewatching this, it dawned on me why I love this other bit in this. In The Incredibles, the way Mr. Incredible eats the cake reminded me of this.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so
It's a little thing. It dawned on me rewatching this. Oh, that's why that's so familiar. Mr. Incredible eat the cake like that.
And also they note that Ichabod, out of all Ichabod's talents, he prides himself on his dancing. There's this nice bit where Ichabod dances past the father, and he's trying to light the pipe, and Ichabod lights the pipe for him.
Yeah.
That could be heroin in that pipe, for all we know. Just saying.
Okay,
just throwing that out there.
Let's not get too crazy.
I'm just throwing it out there. Everyone in the special is a piece of shit. So
For all we know, he's the one that killed chopped off the Headless Horseman. For all we know. Really.
Who, Ichabod or the father?
Father.
Oh dear.
I'm actually a murderer in secret, but I was playing it off as basically I'm looking for the next little guy who's just trying to go after me for my money. So when he gets there, finally I'm just gonna grab an axe. Oh, excuse me, can you fetch my pipe? It's right behind the armoire there, and then.
Well, the real Headless Horseman was inspired by I think it was like Vladimir the Conqueror or something like that, and it was this guy who just went around the countryside chopping people's heads off.
Never trust the guy named
the
Vlad.
Impaler?
Never ends well. Yeah, that's it, the Impaler.
He was the same guy with that, so Dracula then.
Can you think of a trustworthy guy named Vlad?
No, I can't.
Daredevil, not the case. Just all these Vlads. Danny Phantom, bad Vlad, a lot of bad Vlads.
Well, there's the bunny Vlad who makes the cookies.
Okay, it's fair enough. Okay. He didn't make cookies. And then Ichabod proceeded to eat those cookies. Moving on. So there's this the poor short girl.
I think this gag is rather un-PC right now. I really do.
Very un-PC. So she's alone, and Brom basically switches her out, uses her as a prop, switches her out with Ichabod dancing with Katrina. But
the gag is basically like, won't Ichabod be so miserable because he has to dance with this fat chick?
And here's the thing:
fat people are funny.
And here's the thing: this poor heavy girl, she's so energetic, and you feel so good for her for a moment. She's dancing with Brom. Someone has asked me to dance. Hooray! And she's all enthusiastic and bobbing the guy up and down. And then we realize, okay, then she's being switched around. She just doesn't care. She wants to dance with someone. Ichabod's trying to pry with a crowbar out with dear life almost. You know? Yes. So as Brom tries switching her out there, a great little dance sequence going on here. It switches back and forth, switching out this poor heavy girl.
There's the part where he throws her into the closet. I was wait, is she gonna be stuck in there for the rest of this whole movie?
Yeah. That's what I thought for a moment too. Oh man, you can't just forget about it. It's far too cruel.
What's far too cruel?
Well, I mean, if he was just locked in that kind of closet/basement.
Right.
Looked a lot like it was built into the floor. Looked a lot like a basement.
You know what? It could have just been some dark secret chamber that Mr. Van Tassel built for his slaves. Now it's going to be my goal to make Mr. Van Tassel into the most despicable person in this thing.
Can't we just make him a murderer?
No, that's just too easy.
I'm saying the guy had chopped the Headless Horseman's head off. That's pretty.
He's got a secret compartment in his mansion, okay? He's got this secret room. God knows what he does down there.
I'm just saying it's much cooler. Then he has designs on Ichabod cutting his head off. Okay, move on. All right, so let's see. So as we get this neat little dance sequence going there, by a series of switches, Brom throws her in the. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It was the closet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought. Oh, because there's a trapdoor gag. That's why. That's what I'm thinking.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's down that trapdoor, man? Brom might have seen some, like, fucked up shit down there for all we know.
Where are their hands?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Why in God's name do they not have hands?
Is that a rotted caveman?
Oh, God, where are their
I'm older than I look, Sonny!
How will they eat soup?
Okay.
So, we get the trapdoor gag, music ramps up really neatly, the dancing getting faster and faster, and then we get there's the Ichabod doing the pumpkin stunt, which is very impressive. You know, him like rolling on the pumpkin. Very talented, that Ichabod.
Brom just bursts out of the other side of the trapdoor with just a bucket of water stuck to his foot. He's just steaming.
Oh God! Why do they have water down here? Only one bucket.
It's only one bucket of water that like 10 people have to share for a month, and they also have to go to the bathroom in that bucket.
Oh God! What's that smell? It's
everywhere. He had a bunch of sausages on them too, right?
Wait, what's this at the bottom? Who cleaned this? Oh God! Wait, you mean this was a silver pail to start with? Oh God!
Wait, sausages. Okay, maybe don't taste it. Oh, why do they taste the same?
Why are there chunks of pumpkin here? Okay, move. Why are Dash's underpants in here?
Okay, let's no. That's kind of where I draw the line. Let's move on.
Yeah, just so you know, Monkey, that's a reference to Danny Phantom. That's what it's a reference to.
Ah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dash from The Incredibles.
No, that's why I
thought you were implying that Mr. Van Tassel just kidnapped Dash.
See, that's why I wanted to clarify it was from Danny Phantom, to avoid that comparison, which thankfully you provide for the nice folks, Tiki. Thank you for the nice
You're welcome.
It's both Dashes.
Out of all the things that we could have nitpicked the crap of and made a big joke about, I never would have expected the random trapdoor that Brom falls into.
Tiki, I'm surprised and not surprised.
Well, Tiki,
that is the magic of podcasting.
You gave him the slaves. You gave him the slaves. It was your gift to him.
I know. Okay.
You let him down the trapdoor, Tiki. That's all on you. You gave that man slaves. A big old case of slaves.
Tiki's the Headless Horseman.
Okay.
I just want him to chop off the Headless Horseman, but no, you gave him slaves. A big old case of slaves.
Hey man, I could go a lot darker if I wanted to. Okay, my dark sensibilities.
No, I'm saying there's like when I say case of slaves, I mean there's like a giant crate that says, "Hey, slaves for you" on it. Love, Tiki, hugs and kisses.
You're goddamn right, hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. Enjoy the laughs on me. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Also, make sure the starving Ethiopian children get the fruitcakes I sent them that are inedible.
Anything else?
No, we're good.
He's withholding the cure for cancer down there?
The giant spider from It is down there.
inside the fruitcakes, they're just so hard you can't get into them. There's actually an address for a food drop. They'll never know about, and if they don't get too soon, the animals will have their pick at it, and then they'll just walk there and just find the wrappers.
Hitler has an office down there.
Not even a crumb.
Okay, so getting away from the trapdoor that we literally see in this special.
A trapdoor that led us to starving Ethiopian children because Tiki gave that man slaves.
That honestly might be one of my favorite moments on this channel ever.
Well, Tiki, are you rushing or are you dragging? Even better.
No, that was good. That was good, but this was just so goddamn out of nowhere. Okay.
Okay, so tangents aside, back to our main story. Brom finds out, he's now pieced together that Ichabod is very superstitious, and he's going to use that to his advantage here, picking up on Ichabod's superstitiousness by crafting a little tale.
Ooh.
So again, throughout the scene, again, cleverly, they really, again, it's so immersive. Just Ichabod, some funny stuff going on through the sequence. He's like salting an egg and like eating all the food nervously during this whole sequence. I just want to mention that. It's really great stuff. So, Bing Crosby gives us a standout number, a lovely standout number about the Headless Horseman. Telling the story. He does. Do you guys want to say anything about it?
I love the whole bit where it's like, some are fat and some are thin, and some don't even wear their skin. That always used to creep me out.
And we see Ichabod's frightened as all get out by the story.
Okay, so basically Mr. Van Tassel is skinning people alive. There we go.
And he's giving the skin to his slaves so they look presentable.
Oh God! So his slaves are wearing skin suits of other people.
And here's the thing: the ends of the stumps they have, because remember they don't have hands to eat their soup with. It's just like hanging there. They have to tie it with their teeth.
Oh, no.
Well, this is our last haunted holiday hijinx, so we gotta make it scary, don't we?
Oh, a nice little video about the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Okay, I'm glad I came.
You have slaves. I didn't pick up on that at all. Why is the Tiki man giving this poor man slaves? Okay, but seriously, back to things. Anyway, Ichabod is frightened by the story.
This would have never happened during the Song of the South podcast. Sorry.
Okay. You there? Tiki, you there?
God, I'm going to hell.
Are you kidding? We haven't said anything offensive yet. Well, not yet.
Okay. Going on.
Okay. So Ichabod is frightened by Tiki. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Ichabod's frightened by the story. He's frightened by all get out, and basically this whole lost. Essentially, the story here about the Headless Horseman's origin is that he lost his head to a cannon. The cannon blew his head off. And he's looking to replace it, which of course we saw, just kind of connecting our dots here. We saw parodied in the Billy and Mandy's Halloween special with Jack.
Sure.
Not the Pumpkin King, but the other guy. And then I mentioned like the whole like pumpkin throwing bit there, which was really neat.
Good foreshadowing.
Fantastic foreshadowing. And we see a scarecrow get decapitated. So again, they're all just, it points out in the song, everyone's just kind of laughing. Oh, this old legend. Ha ha ha. And Ichabod is completely superstitious and terrified.
Mocking him to his face, she's just laughing right in his face as he's like miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everyone is singing right to his face about it.
You're right. Everyone's just getting in on it. Even the short woman, even the short fat woman.
Yeah, and even the slaves, too.
Now I'm just picturing, oh dear. Now I'm just picturing slaves.
And they're drawn as racist caricatures too. That's what's even worse about it.
Yeah, drawn as racist Disney characters, wrapped in white skin. That
unable to eat their soup.
I just have no words.
Well, neither do they. I mean, they've been locked down there for God knows how long.
Oh my God, we're never going to be able to finish this, are we? We're just going to keep coming back to this.
Well, why? You gave them slaves. That's why.
Okay, I'm actually might be starting a timer to see how long we can go without mentioning slaves.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I promise no more slave mentions, all right? It's all on you guys now. Okay, so what's going on here next? So after the scarecrow is decapitated,
Ichabod, he's pouring pepper on his egg, and then the pepper falls off.
Pepper gag I always thought was, again, the salting of the eggs and stuff is always pretty funny. I mean, the peppering of the egg is always kind of funny.
And so he has this big pile of pepper on his egg, and he eats it, and then, again, over-the-top cartoon physics, he kind of, like, breathes fire, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know, it's not pleasant to eat all that pepper, but it's not going to give you that effect.
No.
But, you know, actually, something, let's give it some points here. I mean, this is such a great visual representation of fear, you know, showing someone really anxious, really just on the precipice of losing their minds over fear.
Definitely.
Very good representation. This is like one of the earliest cases of showing someone utterly terrified someone in like a slightly subtle manner. It's like, okay, well, he's scared, obviously, but usually he's scared, like, and they jump out of their pants and they run away, their skeletons come out of their body and they run away. This is like a really great kind of subtle.
Right. I hear you. Okay, so we get
a spooky ride home in our third act.
Oh, here we go. This is just a landmark in animation, right?
And folks, third act, best part of this special.
Absolutely. Although I do have to give it credit. I do have to give credit to the first two acts because it really does make this special unique, and just how paced it is. You know, I don't even want to say slow paced. I just want to say it's got a laid back pace to it. You know what I mean? It's almost it's relaxing in a way.
And let me just say this before we go forward. Just again, the transition into the third act is probably one of the most short of the third act itself is the big standout, especially it's such a great way of telling the story through a musical rap that Bing Crosby is delivering in a fantastic manner. Mm-hmm. And it's also just this great way to just kind of it's like the best ghost story ever. You know, it's like it's one of the most immersive ghost stories you've ever heard.
Absolutely.
So, Spooky Ride Home. So very paranoid.
Even before we reach the Horseman himself, I just love how this whole build-up is done. It's so
absolutely. I would even say that this build-up is almost even more creepy than the Horseman bits.
Oh yeah, I totally say that. I just love the progression of it. Like you have a sort of how did I word it on here? Like there's a tension, but it's kind of a funny tension, like it's kind of creepy, and then suddenly cool, and then now this tension is much more genuinely creepy, and then it's just reads, we're gonna have a moment of levity, and then and then Horseman. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really selling the paranoid, and at the sound. We've all been there, just you're paranoid by everything around, the trees and the flies, and then of course he walks through a spider web, really creepy. It's very intense. The call of the crows. It's all building atmosphere. So it's that continual build you're mentioning, Monkey. It's absolutely there, and it's fantastic. And of course, the little cat, the cattails gag to me was always one of the most. As a kid, before I knew what cattails were, I thought they were just these hot dog looking things on stems. They look awesome, but they're just making this sound, this clip clop sound. It's just freaking them out. And then they'll laugh.
But the moment before you realize that it's the cattails, where Ichabod is, the horse is just not moving.
The horse was so awesome. This is one of the great movie horses.
But the horse isn't moving, and then you hear the clopping. And it's terrifying, man. It's legitimately oh my god. I love the Ichabod frogs. Ichabod.
I know, that's so good. Well, also, the Headless Horseman's. I think you hear that the Headless Horseman's being said in the scene too. I think.
Let's see. There's just so much good mood here. I love the narration. I just love the narration where Bing Crosby's never had the schoolmaster felt so melancholy.
Never had the schoolmaster felt so melancholy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good. It's so
good.
Again,
then there's this fantastic part Monkeys mentioned, probably the big moments where there's scared billions of children in the world. Just this moment, well, okay, maybe not billions, but a lot of kids. Basically, this moment of there's Ichabod just taking a moment to laugh and said, "We've all been there." How silly we were for being scared. Yeah, that's the benefit of Halloween. You all laugh at things you get scared at, but of course, your worst nightmare on Halloween, you laugh at something and then you realize, oh crap, that's real, and the threat's there. Basically, they're laughing their heads off. That horse is awesome, just laughing along with them. So they're just giving the horse such personable traits. It's really funny. It's like, oh, yeah, I thought that was hilarious too. And this, yeah, it's...
If I may, was anyone else expecting Snow White to run through the forest?
Not Snow White.
Oh, I'm in the wrong movie!
Oh!
Very similar to
that is also a terrifying scene in a Disney film as well.
It is, but yeah, man, this tops it though.
It does. You know the one thing in Snow White that always used to scare the shit out of me, though?
Is it the eyes in the forest?
No. It was the logs that turned into the crocodiles.
Ah.
Oh, that shit was so unsettling.
Okay, let's see. So then,
I'll be right back. Hold on.
You better be getting a prop.
And you just left?
Well, he'll be back. Don't worry.
You just dropped out? Okay.
Don't you cry, Tiki. He'll be back next year. No, he'll be back in a few minutes, actually.
Hopefully. All right.
Okay, anyway, so as I mentioned, the cattails of this laughter is like a nice little hearty laughs happening. And I guess we got to stall until the big moment to get him back here. So, still, seriously, what do you think about this horse? Just like laughing with him. There's always a big laugh in the special form, even as a kid. Like, oh, that's so hilarious, laughing with his horse.
But the thing I love about it is that before the horse gets up and laughs, the horse is just like so not into any of it. He's just incredibly lazy.
The horse fell asleep while the galloping was
right. So I just like Ichabod's like laughing maniacally, and the horse wakes up, and I don't even think the horse has the slightest clue what Ichabod's laughing about, but he just starts laughing. He's just like.
So again, this is the thing, because, Daniel, I say this, because this sequence is so memorable, this is the reason we probably completely forgot about Ichabod having such selfish motivations, because you just remember, like, you're feeling so bad for Ichabod Crane about to be killed off here.
Yeah.
Sorry, gentlemen. Yeah. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah, sorry. I got pulled into the basement.
Oh, dear. Oh, no.
7 minutes and 18 seconds.
Can we can make references again?
So what have I missed?
I'm kidding.
We're just trying to.
No. You don't have a prop by any chance, do you? Come on, you.
What kind of prop?
Something Halloween related, a prop.
He thinks that's why you left. Oh my god. There it is.
Not the smoking gun, so to speak, but I was thinking more along the lines of someone who
average.
Who you think has a view on slavery, Monkey, in the room with you there?
Oh no.
Who would? Oh wait.
Who's our spooky Uncle Remus for today?
Would he have some views on slavery?
I was thinking more a green friend, but Mr. Burns is definitely someone who might advocate that. Well, more a different brand of slavery, not exactly the one we're talking about.
You see, Mr. Smithers, slaves are wonderful because you don't have to pay them for their labor.
And you can chain them up in your basement and drench them in leather.
Dragon.
What?
Nah, whatever.
I was thinking of Oogie Boogie, Monkey, that's what I was...
Yeah, I know, I figured. I just wasn't going that far with it.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. So anyway, so I think we've built it up enough. So then after this laugh is interrupted by a maddening laugh. Wait, it's not you, it's not me. Who is it? They turn around, and to their horror, it's the Headless Horseman, just that laugh. Oh, God.
That laugh is, that laugh's ridiculous. That laugh is just so
terrifying.
Scary. Yeah!
And then we get the red color scheme, which just sells it, like, oh, now we're in the danger zone. It's like in Tarzan, they have like all the red intense lighting when he's in danger.
Totally, yeah.
Now I just picture Horseman starting to sing "You'll Be in My Heart."
Yeah, I'll be in my heart.
I mean, like in
no
the
matter what they say.
I mean, like in the actual Phil Collins voice. So.
Well, it's what the slaves sing to get them through the day. They're so bummed out.
53 seconds.
Okay, enough of that. Okay, so anyway, you get this red color scheme, really intimidating. It's all in silhouette, by the way. That's so impressive about the sequence. You really look at it. The horseman is it's all in silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Just that red light coating him. That's all. It's all the detail you get on him.
Totally.
It's good stuff.
There's this amazing fucking epic shot where he jumps against the moon.
Oh yeah.
And his cape. Oh god.
He has a very sturdy horse. You know that? I mean, I'm surprised that horse didn't go down after that ever leap like that.
It is a very sturdy horse. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get this amazing chase going on here. Ichabod running for his life away from this horseman.
This 5 to 7 minutes of animation probably inspired so many modern horror movie directors.
I mean, this is the chase to end all chases, like in a horror movie, you know?
It really is.
Like for
What's
a bit
awesome about it, though, is that it does incorporate humor into it as well. It incorporates some slapstick. It's very energetic.
Anyway, so he lost him for a bit, then he found him. In a way, the Headless Horseman heads him off for a bit.
Oh my god.
Well, that was scary.
Heads him off. It's because he doesn't have a head. Oh my god.
Well, you're not the. Well, I heard the basement laughing.
Was that sarcastic or genuine?
Well, I know it got the basement laughing.
2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, have it. Bring the horse in. Let's have the horse laugh for a moment.
I'll just go on for a while. I'll be back.
Tiki, I'm gonna have a laugh on you after this.
Okay.
I'm not threatening. I'm just saying I know something you don't know, and you're gonna be laughing.
Okay, I think I got it out of my system. Okay. Okay.
I'm so glad this podcast is so amusing to you, Monkey.
I'm glad I came. Okay, I'm starting the timer back up. There we go.
Oh god.
Okay. So, mid-chase. So after the Headless Horseman appears in front of them, very scary. Ichabod's in a race to cross the bridge, because I believe in the story wait, does it echo in the scene?
Power ends.
It does echo in the scene.
Yeah, it echoes in this scene just for like a reminder of cross the bridge.
Once you cross that bridge, my friend, the ghost is through. His powers end.
Yes. So Ichabod's on his way there, but then he realizes I guess he's backwards on his horse, so the horse is going the wrong way because they're going the wrong way.
I love that.
So yeah, it's like that great little thing.
Yes, solace! Oh crap! No solace! No solace!
Like it's almost like their equivalent to a matchstick moment from Pixar. Like the moment where they think, okay, there's a solution, let's get there. But no, the horse is going the wrong way.
Yeah.
How is he going to get out of this? That's weird. So he's heading the wrong way, directly towards the thing he is trying to not get killed by. Slams right into him, and then he looks through. This is one of the most terrifying bits of the whole thing. You see,
absolutely. I think this is the scariest bit in the whole episode.
So Tiki, can you think he can replicate that laugh for us? So he looks down the hole and basically hears this terrifying cackle that goes a little something like.
Yeah!
So you know why Ichabod's so terrified, don't you?
Because down in the Headless Horseman's thing is where the slaves are.
I wasn't.
75 seconds. We were close.
No, Tiki, I was going to say that's where the short lady is.
Oh dear, that's what.
Oh God, I don't want to dance with her.
Man
so after
Jenkins!
Reset the timer, monkey.
What?
I said reset the timer.
What?
the slavery timer, reset it.
19 seconds or so.
Okay.
Okay.
So we get into yet another circular chase, really intense. Again, they're getting a lot of mileage out of just going in a circle. They really are.
Yeah, totally.
He ends up on the horseman's horse, and then it readjusts. Then they get to
I
the.
love how the horse and Ichabod look at each other, and at first they smile. They're like, "Hey, buddy." And they're like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" Oh dear. Oh dear.
Anyway, so then Ichabod, he's going through the tunnel, and basically it looks like he's home free. He's going through the tunnel, like yes, his power ends. Well, his power may end, but his throwing arm does not. As Ichabod enters the tunnel, it literally kind of reminds. No, I'm just gonna make a stupid reference. It's not important. Anyways, enters the tunnel, and it looks good for him, and then one of the most terrifying yet awesome images of the whole thing, memorable thing. And Headless Horseman, what's his big gimmick? Pumpkin as his main tool.
Mm-hmm.
Throws a flaming pumpkin at Ichabod Crane. Big old flaming result, and then it goes to black. Like, oh my god, what happened? Very impactful, very terrifying, really awesome. The ultimate Halloween image, one could say.
I think this whole thing, this whole chase, is just like the ultimate kind of Halloween piece of animation.
Oh yeah.
If I may just interject it somewhere, it's kind of funny how, this one, the whole climax is at Halloween, and then in Wind in the Willows, a good chunk of it, and the climax takes place on Christmas Eve.
You're right.
So in theory, probably people should watch this in reverse then. Watch Sleep Out.
I was watching Toad earlier today, and I'm like, oh crap, there's going to be Christmas stuff. Fuck, it's still October.
I know we're doing for next Christmas in July. Maybe.
Anyway.
Or another one in the future. We'll see. And, boy, Tiki, there are you frozen?
I think he's frozen.
Darn it! He was frozen a few minutes ago.
Fucking slaves. 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yeah, see, folks, seriously, secretly what Tiki's doing is that he's actually just checking on his slaves because one of them got out.
3 seconds!
Well, remember, he has a whole basement full of them that he trades to the...
Wait, so Tiki is Katrina's father?
No, Tiki knows Katrina's father, and he gave him slaves.
They're business partners or something?
Well, no, he just helps him out.
Tiki and Von Tassel.
Yeah, Tiki and Van Tassel, they know each other. They're old pals.
Mm-hmm.
See, Tiki's actually immortal, but we don't know about that yet.
I don't know the context of this conversation.
Sorry, Tiki, we don't mean to talk about you just because you brought up slaves. We're going to keep going.
I'm the one who brought it up this time, so whatever.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so, next morning.
So the schoolmaster's hat was found by the shattered pumpkin, but he was nowhere to be found.
Now, this is a brilliant way to end this thing, by the way.
It is.
So it's such a perfect ending because there's some ambiguity there. Okay, it looks like, first of all, a perfect image just to suggest anything could happen. See, shattered pumpkin, no body, no corpus delicti, so to speak. Shattered pumpkin remains. So there's the crime scene, yet no body.
Right.
And nobody was there to see. Oh. And the Headless Horseman has no full body.
I ain't got no body.
I love Igor. Frodrick. Okay, so let's just
Brom and Katrina are married.
Yeah, so shortly thereafter, after the disappearance of the schoolmaster, Brom married Katrina.
And she decided to set all her father's slaves free.
1 minute
happy
and 6
ending.
seconds.
It's a happy ending. The slaves run free. That's the way you want to end a Halloween special. And the slaves run free.
Now I'm just picturing a bunch of happy-go-lucky. Like happy-go-lucky. Happy-go-lucky, racist 1940s Disney animated slaves, like, frolicking about in the church as Brom and Katrina are getting married. Like, yay!
Can you feel a brand new day?
So when Tony Baxter ends up making the Sleepy Hollow ride, they'll have to keep out the slave element.
No, he has to emphasize the slave element. It'll be all about that basement. That's the ride.
You see what happens? It really gives you the slave experience. And what happens is when people go down there, they're actually these stylish chains you put on. Is there going to be
a Headless Horseman in the ride?
What?
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 What? Don't screw with us like that.
Sorry. Okay, so is there going to be a Headless Horseman in the ride even? Is he even going to show up in there?
No, fuck that. It's all about the basement, man. That's where the real terror...
No. See what the ride's called? It's called the Song of the South, the real story. And you see what it is, you have...
South, though, so...
So mini tangent here is I think the last big slave joke is basically. So basically,
this would be in Liberty Square, right?
Sure. So what happens
they can redo Splash Mountain, and when you drop down, you actually drop down into the basement.
Yeah. No, you see what happens is before you drop down, there's this thing goes on, so it plays zippity doo dah, and it's like, oh man, this is all pleasant and stuff. And then you drop all the way down, and you're like, wait, you hear these doors close as you go down to the dark. And then
goes to slave.
And then you walk off the boat, and then these ride helpers, they basically fit you on with these specially designed chains, and you wear them, and you walk to the next section, and basically says, pick as much cotton as you can. And enjoy.
So it's got an interactive element to it.
Yeah,
of course. How could it not?
We'll have the whole TV
Tiki, it's the most inclusive ride ever, white or black. You get to pick all the cotton you want. And no one can stop
it. Harry Potter. This is Disney's game changer.
Exactly. I mean, screw Harry Potter. We have cotton picking stuff here. This is awesome.
Yeah, actual physical cotton, not just screens. Where's your physical cotton, Harry?
Yes, and if you try to leave the ride, I mean, you get like a playful flogging.
Oh no!
They're not really just trying to make it. It's like saying,
is it like a simulated flogging, like the bee sting from It's Tough to Be a Pug?
Yes.
Yeah, like what it is, it's on your way out. It's like if you have an emergency, you have to leave the ride, like just to keep the illusion. Like you have the ride handlers that are again, bear in mind they are Disney employees after all, so they're all smiley and happy-go-lucky and like little toy whips, just like saying, "Oh, so what's your name? Ooh.
For some reason I'm flashing back. I don't remember the exact context. But this idea I had where it's like the Splash Mountain geese when you go in, like they're holding whips and like pretty good, sure is your whip, and they're whipping you and it goes drop like you just go right into a bunch of whips. Damn that memory was repressed.
Come back, y'all. You hear?
Just redo Splash Mountain with a 12 Years a Slave theme. Just have fucking Michael Fassbender in there.
What's your name?
Oh God.
Okay. Okay, so I think it's the last of our
yeah.
By the way, before we get done, so we do have to genuinely apologize for all the slavery jokes. I just want to make that clear. We're gonna have to do that before the end of this.
Just to make it clear, we don't advocate slavery.
Yeah, seriously, folks. Slavery is not cool. Don't do it.
Absolutely, don't do it.
Okay, so next morning, I'm sorry, yeah, we went to the next morning. So Brom's getting married. There are rumors that Ichabod Crane survived and he married a widow. Again, still conniving his way into security. And married a widow.
Right, yeah, he's still kind of up to.
With what was it, 6 kids or so?
Yeah, he sired some children with her. And they sit down to a feast. And I think it was 6 kids. Well, I can't quite verify. I think it was like 6 or 5 or 6 kids.
I gotta say, this turkey to me is the standout food in the special. That turkey looks so damn delicious. Oh my God.
I don't know. So that cake to me cake's the kicker for me. That was such a well animated. And plus, it was mid dance too. He ate that cake mid dance.
Well, keep in mind I'm allergic to eggs, so I can't eat cakes.
Well, then I'm sure you didn't enjoy the whole peppering of the egg.
Oh no, because I'm just like I would never eat that.
Yeah, that would have killed you.
It would have. It probably would have.
Anyway, however, let me bring in this big question, guys. I want to get your view on this. This is a big old controversial, like all the various copious theories about what happened towards the end, saying what Ichabod's true fate was, because the ambiguity is brought up here that many people don't believe that Ichabod got the happy ending. that he probably didn't deserve.
So I remember when I was a kid, there was like a big rumor on the playground. Yes, it was literally the playground because we didn't have fucking iPhones back then.
Yeah.
But God help you, Blue Sky, if you put a fucking smartphone in the Peanuts movie. God help you.
Well, they said they're doing rotary phones, Tiki.
Right.
What?
Well, there was something in an ad. Maybe it was just part of an ad where Charlie Brown was like, "We don't want to give away anything. Only Snoopy would stop tweeting." I don't know. Maybe that was just for a commercial. Might have just been for a commercial.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
Tiki, use your words.
I can't. Just the idea of Snoopy fucking tweeting.
Well, he's not. It's a joke, Tiki.
The whole point of Snoopy is that he's a fucking great character who doesn't fucking ever speak.
Tiki, we
Why
know
would
it.
he be tweeting? What the fuck would he be tweeting?
Well, Tiki, technically he would have to
Like
because he
stuff
can't.
that happens in the movie.
Oh god.
Wait, you mean
Okay.
Snoopy's actually going to be tweeting during the movie or something?
No, I don't know if this is actually going to be in the movie. I think
He better not be.
That's the thing, they're joking.
I will walk out. I'm not even kidding. I will walk the fuck out of that movie.
Okay, let's hope it was just some little commercial joke.
Yeah, it's a commercial.
Like it was tied in directly to like the advertising.
It's got to be.
So anyways, on the schoolyard as a wee little Tiki, me and my classmates would speculate, and we always thought that Brom Bones was the Headless Horseman, and he killed Ichabod.
Yeah,
I think it boils down to two theories, Tiki, if I may establish them. So, theory one is that, okay, Brom Bones, he crafted the little story there, he repeated the town story with the Headless Horseman, it's already a built-up character, so he dons that thing just to scare him out of town.
Right, exactly.
Okay, option two is that there's a real Headless Horseman that conveniently, the very night of it, then it's like he only appears on Halloween, though, so I guess it's not completely out of nowhere that, he killed Ichabod Crane. Or, third option, Brom Bones killed Ichabod Crane.
I always went towards the third option.
Really? You wanted him to kill Ichabod?
Well, yeah, because Ichabod's a snake bastard.
Well, you didn't always
frankly,
know that.
I don't think Ichabod would have freed the slaves. I think Ichabod would.
3 minutes 45 or 46 seconds.
I mean, seriously, I think Ichabod would be the one who's just, Brom would be the only one who wants to liberate them.
Oh, I thought Ichabod has sympathy for the hungry.
6 seconds.
Like, Ichabod, he has sympathy for the
He
hungry.
doesn't have sympathy for anyone that could potentially put him in a better position.
I'm just stopping it with this fucking timer.
Well, you see what happened was Ichabod walked down to the basement, he smelled food, and he said, "Oh, look, there's this nice big old piece of pie in the center here that you're all chained to the wall you can't get, but I'm going to take some for myself, thank you."
Yeah, he would do that. I could see him doing that.
But you know what, guys, I'm gonna help you out here. I'm just gonna let you sniff it. Sniff the pie.
That would not help. That would make it worse.
Do they even have noses?
Of course they have noses. They have to smell their failure.
God.
That's how cruel. That's how cruel that girl's father is.
Really?
See, this is what freedom does not smell like, and you don't have it. And I want you to remember that. And see, Ichabod is providing them a taste of freedom, so actually it's a mercy of some variety. Well, either that or he would cut their noses off, like Monkey is suggesting.
This is breaking me. This is breaking me. I can't take this.
Okay, so again, so you subscribe to the theory that Ichabod did not free the slaves.
Yes, I do.
But more importantly, you subscribe to the theory that Brom killed him. What do you think, Monkey?
It's a possible theory.
Okay.
It's open to theories.
Yeah.
Just open to theories.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I never.
Plausible or not? Plausible or not?
Because to be honest with you, because it's been so long, I just assumed he was dead at the end of the special. I was completely shocked by just rewatching it all those years. This is the bit I forgot. Like, oh wait, Ichabod had a chance of living? I forgot all about that.
Yeah, but the narrator does very much imply, like, well, People know better than that. They know that his ghost was spooked away by the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, I think it's a better ending if he dies. So I'm thinking it was a real horseman. I don't know. It's real. He died regardless. And a real horseman kind of feeds into the legend, makes it a little supernatural, makes it a little like, oh, your superstitions were well founded. Ichabod. Ichabod, Ichabod, green, boom, boom. Yeah, and the slaves got him again. Okay, so. Wait, Monkey, you there?
Yeah.
Good, okay. So as Tiki tends to his slaves, as the slaves tend to his garden, we're going to see here. Okay. Let's see. Not much left here. So again, most people refuse to believe that. Believe he was spirited away by the Headless Horseman. Then we get this last shot, which is really nice.
You mean the last shot? Do you mean the horseman or?
Yeah. We get the horseman shot.
And then the horseman, like, come in the page on the book and zoom out of the library.
Yeah, that's the shot. Yeah, it's a great little.
And the lights off and cross. Like, man, I'm getting out of here.
that was the perfect thing. Just like the narrator saying, "Man, I'm getting
out of here."
Man, I'm getting out of here.
That's creepy.
And he closes the book and puts it back, and then he picks up another book saying, "No, I'm not gonna. Never mind. I'm not gonna."
Okay, next time on Ichabod Theater.
There it is.
50 Shades of Racism. Okay, so maybe we should apologize now before we.
We already did.
No, we gotta do it again. We've done horrible things here tonight. We gotta. Seriously, folks.
That is horrible of Mr. Van Tassel.
Yeah, so seriously, it's all on Van Tassel. So we're so sorry for all the slavery jokes. That's what it's. We're so sorry. We don't advocate slavery at all. We just got out of hand. We're sorry.
I've been so excited for this podcast.
Please don't hate us. Please don't hate us. Anyone who's just completely abhorred by slavery, please don't hate us. We're sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Tiki. Sorry, Monkey's moderately sorry.
No, I'm the one who's moderately sorry. Monkey's sorry.
What?
What?
Here we go again.
Okay, so what do we think overall about this?
It's a classic, and it can't be topped. I think it's probably one of the best animated Halloween specials ever, if not the best. I mean, it's got so much atmosphere to it. It's got such a good slow build, so many cool fall colors.
Very well designed.
Absolutely.
It's a classic. It's absolutely an icon, a landmark of animation, I think, especially like spooky kind of Halloween style animation. So, all right.
It's such it's so ingrained in kind of our Halloween specials. It really is. It's so notable. It's when you think just someone mentions Ichabod Crane, you think Sleepy Hollow. Someone mentions like Headless Horseman, you think Sleepy Hollow. I mean, it's like whenever you see a pumpkin, you can't help but think. When you see a jack-o'-lantern, it's like every time you see a jack-o'-lantern, Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow, it's always in the back of your mind somewhere. It's impressive. It's impressive how much resonance it has after all these years, because it was that impactful of a short little subject, and it set so much tone. It showed you how much the power of storytelling, and again through a lot of musical. Again, the very impressive thing is there's no direct dialogue really. It's all Crosby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's very, very little direct dialogue. I mean,
like no conversation.
Again, contrasting with Toad. It's another contrast.
Yeah, I mean, all the songs. Oh, yeah, I think he's frozen again. That's why it's no response. But you're right, Monkey. But yeah, it's just this. These songs are so well integrated into the story. Like, there's not a frame wasted. Like, all these songs do serve the plot in a great way. They're not just like songs put in for the heck of it. I mean, it's all just continuing that story, just building the tone. It's kind of like how The Grinch is narrated by Boris Karloff, and have the song, big song.
Yeah,
It works well.
All right, let's frickin' sign out of this thing before I cut out again. I'm starting to get a little irritated by
Well,
this
before your
situation.
head gets cut off.
Yeah. Well, guys, I just want to thank you because this seriously has been one of my favorite podcasts that we've ever recorded. I am genuinely, like, from the bottom of my heart about that. We've had so much fun here tonight. I never expected us to get to the point that we got to. That was completely out of left field and unexpected. But I think in spite of how dark the humor got, it was kind of delightful. So.
Black comedy.
Any last words, Monkey?
Any last words? So yeah, it's a good one. And happy Halloween.
Wait, Tiki, before we go, we should probably just kind of recount our experience with all the specials, like, real quick, just rapid fire, say we liked them or not. Should we do that?
Sure, let's do it. You have the list?
I will in a moment. Why don't you start us off?
Okay, well, we started with Candy Bar Creep Show, which was obviously very, very good, very memorable, tons of nostalgia connected there. And then I believe the second one we did was Alf, if I'm remembering correctly.
I'm sorry, folks, I can't remember. The spur of the moment.
Yeah, I wish we had a...
I got him. I'm sorry, I got him now.
Okay.
Bravo Doobie Doo was your next one?
Yes, Bravo Doobie Doo. So we get started with Rugrats and both the Giant Bravos, Doobie Doo, and then Giant Bravo, a wolf and a chicken wolf's clothing.
Both pretty good ones. Obviously, I think Johnny Doobie Doo is probably the better of the two, but...
I don't know, I love the simplicity and the hilarity. It goes by real quick, but I love the werewolf one.
But you can't deny that Johnny Doobie Doo is just a classic, though. It's got some unbelievable...
There was the big crossover,
And then we had Alf, I think.
Yeah, then we had Alf.
Which Alf, I think, was probably the least memorable of everything we've talked about.
It was simple and it was nice. It wasn't a lot there, but it was like...
I literally don't even remember what happened. I'm not even kidding.
Willie's boss. Tiki, Willie's boss. Remember?
Oh, yeah, Willie. Well, that's why I don't remember what happened, because it's such a stock sitcom plot.
I remember how great the dynamic between Alf and Willie was that episode. That was a good one.
But the dynamic between Alf and Willie is always good. That's nothing new.
And, the trick-or-treating the pirate gag, remember?
All right.
Anyways, it was a simple one. It wasn't the most impressive, but it was an average one. So we had Gravity
Hang On
Falls.
to the Haunted Train, which, Monkey, what do you think about that episode?
I remember it being a nice one. I'm not the most super familiar with it, but I know it okay enough, so yeah. I think that
episode is right up there with Sleepy Hollow in terms of just being a standout in terms of just really creepy atmosphere. It scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid.
You could say that, yeah.
It's got
Gravity Falls. So, Dragon, how do you like Gravity Falls?
It was it shows potential, and you had to love the Jeff Bennett as the Summerween spirit.
Right.
That was a cool monster design. It was kind of a cool adventure for the thing. Kind of brought some issues. Kind of brought up the questions of like what is too old to trick or treat? Can you still
Yeah, I really like that one. I think it's kind of an instant classic for me at least.
It was fun. I'll give it that. It was fun. Again, unconventional, like setting the second Halloween in summer, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a really, really good concept for sure.
Got Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and their Halloween special.
That was probably the favorite one of the animated shows that I'm not entirely familiar with that we've done. I like the backstory on Jack a lot.
Oh yeah, Wayne Knight, of course. And speaking of Wayne, speaking of Wayne Knight, we got Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
Yeah, speaking of Wayne Knight, of course. Buzz Lightyear, that was definitely a very good episode, much better than the Christmas episode for me in terms of being a new viewer to the show.
There's Novus 482, an awesome villain, again voiced by the wonderful Craig Ferguson.
Then we had Danny Phantom.
You skipped Happy Days.
Sorry, yes.
Oh, we did skip Happy Days.
Or a little out.
Not entirely that memorable.
It was harmless.
Harmless. That's really the best word that you can come up with for it.
I know I liked it. I know you weren't too crazy, but like it was just remember it was like it was very nostalgic for me. You had all
I liked it. I wasn't like down on it or anything like that. I liked it.
I mean, like Howard Cunningham, I loved him. Like he's dealing with these kids and like old liquors thing. I liked all. And again, Skeleton and the Letterman jacket's an awesome costume.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Happy Days, I think we better take this time to who is it? The actor who played the chef on Happy Days recently passed away.
Wait, Pat Moore. Wait, no. Oh, you mean? Oh no! Don't tell me. Alf.
Al something, yeah.
Oh no, not Al Moore. I can mispronounce his last name. It's like Molinaro or
it's
something.
Al Molinaro.
Yeah, Molinaro. I can't pronounce right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Molinaro.
he passed away
no,
today.
don't. Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry. So rest in peace. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's the first time I hear. Oh no.
I thought you knew. I'm sorry.
I didn't. No.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I just put you
He was seriously real quick. He was such a great actor, folks. He was in a lot of 70s and 80s TV. He was so great.
He had a very distinct look to him.
He was in The Odd Couple. Do you remember him? He was Murray the Cop in The Odd Couple you watched.
Oh yeah, right. Sure, definitely.
Yeah, he was great. Okay, also I can move on. It's all right. Get Smart. He was in so much great TV. Let's move on before I get depressed. Okay, so Happy Days. Buzz Lightyear Stark Man. We got Danny Phantom, which one of my fan favorite shows. I love that show.
That episode was really fun in terms of I love the competition with the two haunted houses. Danny is not the most likable character. We had some fun with the whole underwear bit, though. We had some really good conversation about that. So.
Yeah, that was like it's Danny out of character, but not out of character. It's not Dan doesn't get really anything good to do in the episode because he has to. It's like a learning curve episode. He has to make a big mistake, and you have the question like, is he really the most likable guy to make this mistake? That sort of thing.
Sure.
I think
Impossible.
Love that. But it was a solid episode, not as memorable as some of my other favorites, but it was a decent episode.
It's very simple.
Yeah, you don't lie.
And then Rocket Power the night before.
Yeah, that's a classic. Again, that was our penultimate episode because it's a penultimate episode in itself.
It is. Very unique, taking place the night before Halloween.
Yeah.
And then we got Sleepy Hollow, which is obviously led to one of the best podcasts I think we've ever recorded on this channel.
Creme de la creme, Sleepy Hollow. It really is. It's one of the best. That's why we saved it for last, folks, because it's one of the best, one of the most generation-defining specials.
It was certainly on my bucket list of podcasts, and the podcast itself didn't disappoint. So I thank you guys for that. Okay, so with that in mind, with all that said and done and out of the way, folks, our spirits grow weary this year. But don't worry, they'll be stronger than ever next year as we engage in more haunted holiday hijinks. Do
the Headless Horseman.
Man, I'm getting out of here.